welcome or welcome back. If you are new here, click the subscribe button. Also, if you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Kayla, and today I'm going to be doing a little series that I like to call Unplanned. This is going to be a new series that is called Unplanned, and it is all about my unplanned pregnancy with my last baby and kind of spilling the tea about what really happened in my pregnancy, how I found out I was pregnant. Today I'm going to be doing the first in that series about how I found out I was pregnant and the 2-week wait leading up to it. So if you want to see that, keep on watching. So if you guys are new here, I got my IUD out and we were going to do natural family planning, not doing birth control because birth control just messes with my body. I actually had an ovarian cyst I had an ovarian cyst burst the week before I got my IUD out. Actually, it's crazy how it actually happened. I was supposed to get my IUD out the end of September 2021. I actually got sick. I literally woke up sick the day I was supposed to get my IUD out. So I called them up and I was like, hey, let's reschedule. So they rescheduled me for 2 weeks out. And really freaking sucks because in that 2 weeks from the first appointment to my actual appointment, I had an ovarian cyst burst. It was very painful. That was honestly, truthfully, the most pain I have felt in my ovary ever. And I have endometriosis and I feel my ovulation every single month. So that was incredibly painful. Thankfully nothing actually happened to it, but yeah, I got my IUD out in October, and then it was time to do natural family planning, which includes taking tests. So I was trying to test out my ovulation, trying to see when I would ovulate. We were also using condoms at this time. It's actually recommended that if you're doing natural family planning, you'd have like a backup source, like a condom, for about 3 months, and then you can fully rely on your body, especially getting off of the IUD. I had no idea because the IUD caused me to not ovulate for months at a time. It caused me to not have periods for months at a time. And so just like having that was really tough because when you get off the IUD, you're like, well, I don't know what my cycle is really like. So I got off the IUD, and 2 days later I started my period, and I started testing my ovulation right after my period ended just to see where I was. I am usually like a 14-15 day ovulator when I'm not on birth control. And so I started testing and it wasn't coming up, and 14-15 went past and I still wasn't ovulating, and I was like, okay. So we were doing the deed, still testing, and one day I was just like, well, yesterday's was super negative. I'm just not going to test this morning. And then later in the day we did the deed, and lo and behold, 5 days later I ovulated. And I ovulated on Halloween. Now the 2-week wait comes, and I think I was about 3 DPO. I have a lot of people like asking me after I ovulate or after I announced my pregnancy, like, what is it that made me test for my ovulation? Why was I testing for my ovulation? They were kind of like trying to catch me in a lie of like this pregnancy was actually planned, which it was not. Natural family planning, testing your ovulation is definitely a necessary step. That way you can avoid that period of time to not do the deed. With my second baby, we didn't conceive for a year. I truly did not think that I was going to get pregnant. I mean, when you go through something like that, you don't like automatically assume, hey, pregnancy, because I'm just not like a super fertile myrtle. Fortunately now. But with my second baby, it took a year to conceive. So I didn't think really anything of that that ovulation. I was like, well, we did that last time and it took a year. So I truly just didn't think much of it, and ovulated on Halloween. 3 days later, my daughter starts sobbing, like starts crying, and I'm just like, what is wrong? Like, what is going on? And she tells me, I just want you and daddy to have another baby. And I told her, I was like, we are done having babies. Like, no more babies are coming out of mommy. And that planted a little seed in my brain that, like, does she know something? Because I actually had a friend, I have a friend who, with her second baby, her daughter actually told her, like, you have a baby in your belly, and she did. So I really just didn't think much of it. And then my birthday was November 9th. So I was now 9 DPO, and I actually really wanted to find out on my birthday if I was pregnant. And I was like, there's a chance that I'm pregnant. Well, oopsie happened. And I took a test that day and it was negative. And I actually got sad. And I was like, we're not even trying. Like, why is my brain automatically going to sad? And so I was going to test 2 days later and see, just like to make sure that like it wasn't actually pregnancy. So the next day I actually woke up, and I believe it was like 7 a.m. and I had to pee, and I was like, you know, while I'm sitting here, I might as well just take a test.
I'm gonna take another test. I am 10 DPO. I should see a little bit of something. So we'll wait.
So I took a test, and 5 minutes goes by.
Okay, it's been 5 minutes.
And I look at the test, and there was a line, a very, very faint line, and I still to this day don't know how I saw that because it was so extremely faint.
I have horrible line eyes, especially in the morning.
I just don't know how I actually saw that. Like it was so faint, to the point where I actually had to put it in negative on my phone, take a picture of it, put it in negative, and see if like I saw the line there, and I did. I sent it to one of my friends and I was like, hey, do you see this? Like, I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me. And she was like, oh yeah, that's a line. Little did I know that she was actually pregnant too. I didn't have the reaction that I thought I would. I was actually excited and happy, and like when I hear other people talk about their unplanned pregnancies, I hear them often say that they were caught off guard, that they were not excited, that they were actually kind of sad, and that was just not the case with me. Like I knew that it was a possibility, and then the 2-week wait, I just kind of like became okay with the fact that like I could be pregnant. And when it popped up positive, I was like, my first initial thought was, are my eyes playing tricks on me? Because that's happened before, where I see a line, but it's truly not there. It's just line eyes, especially in the morning. I don't know what it is about my eyes in the morning. I have some postpartum hair coming back. I don't know what it is about in the morning, but I have postpartum, or oh my gosh, I have line eyes, and extremely bad in the mornings. And so I was like, I just don't know if it is. I took about 5 tests that first day because I just didn't believe it. With us trying for a year for our second baby, I was just like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way that I conceived without even trying. Like, there is just no way that happened. And I just kept taking tests, and it was getting darker and getting darker and getting darker that entire day, like all darker. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am actually having a baby. And I remember the first time that I cried, like full on tears because I was pregnant. I just like sat down and sobbed, like, oh my gosh, I am actually with child right now. It just like, I was in shock. I was in literal shock that entire day. And it felt amazing. And I felt a connection with that baby immediately. I felt a connection immediately, and then it came time to tell my husband. I had actually waited an entire day to tell him because I wanted the test to get darker. I didn't want to tell him if it was going to get fainter, if it was going to get lighter, if it was not truly positive, because my eyes were still not believing it. I just wasn't believing it. And so the next morning I took a test before he woke up, and it was darker. And then it came time to tell him. He woke up. I had actually set up my son's crib as like the little announcement, and I put like a little letterboard in there. I don't know why I said that weird. Letterboard in his crib with a little onesie and the pregnancy test, and was like, I cannot wait to meet you, Daddy, or something along those lines. And when I told him, I was terrified of his reaction because we were not trying. He did not want another baby. And he actually told me just a few days ago, he was like, I am so glad she is here. Did you guys just see that? So glad. I just saw an orb. He was like, I am so glad. Oh, that orb just caught me off guard. She is named after my husband's late grandpa. So, whew. Anyway, he told me that he is so glad that it happened, and she is the light of our lives. And yeah. Anyway, that's how I found out I was pregnant. Really? That's how I found out I was pregnant, and how I told my husband. If you guys want more of this series, definitely give this a huge thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe, and turn on those notifications, because I guarantee no one's like really gonna get my notifications. So but I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye guys.